Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that things in the AFC North are heating up in a way we haven't seen in quite some time. And I mean, the Cleveland Browns are right at the heart of it. The offseason has been filled with rumors, strategic moves, and whispers about how this team is positioning itself for a serious challenge in 2025. And one of the most intriguing stories right now, one that could have ripple effects across the division, is the Browns' potential trade for Terry McLaurin. Yes, you heard that right. McLaurin, the dynamic wide receiver from Washington, might soon be donning the orange and brown, and that could be a game-changer for Cleveland. Let's set the scene for a moment. The Browns have always been a team with a rich history, a passionate fan base, and a roster filled with talent. But lately, one of their sticking points has been the wide receiver room. It's a position that, despite some flashes of brilliance, has struggled to find consistency and impact. Last season, we saw flashes of Jerry Jeudy's talent, but after him, the depth chart gets murky. Diontae Johnson has shown promise, but injuries and inconsistency have hampered his progress. Cedric Tillman, a promising rookie, has potential but is still unproven at this level. So naturally, the Browns see the need to bolster this position, especially with the quarterback situation still very much in flux. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Browns are reportedly eyeing a move for Terry McLaurin, and for good reason. McLaurin is not just any receiver, he's proven to be a reliable target with excellent route running, speed, and hands. He's a player who can truly change the dynamic of an offense. The issue, however, is that McLaurin is currently in a contract standoff with the Washington Commanders. The two sides have hit a bit of a stalemate regarding negotiations. With McLaurin set to be a free agent after this season, the Commanders are faced with a tough decision. Do they risk losing him for nothing next offseason, or do they explore a trade now? And from what we hear, the Commanders are leaning towards the latter. McLaurin has made it clear he's willing to hold out, and with his market value high, it might make more sense for Washington to cash in now rather than risk losing him without compensation. For the Browns, this presents a golden opportunity. Adding Terry McLaurin would not only give the offense an immediate boost, but also provide stability and experience to help whoever is under center. Whether it's Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, or even Kenny Pickett, adjust to the NFL game faster. Think about the impact. McLaurin is a player who can stretch the field and create separation, making life easier for young quarterbacks trying to find their rhythm. His presence would open up options for the entire offense, forcing defenses to respect the deep threat, and freeing up space underneath for other receivers like Jerry Jeudy and Diontae Johnson. And let's not forget, having a reliable veteran like McLaurin in the locker room can also elevate the entire team's mentality. His leadership qualities and professionalism could serve as a catalyst for the Browns' young core. But the trade options go beyond just a simple player swap. The rumor mill suggests that a potential deal could involve Greg Newsome, the talented cornerback who has shown flashes of brilliance, but may be on the move due to the Browns' roster needs. For Washington, they need more talent in their secondary to truly compete at a higher level, and acquiring a player like Newsome could help bolster their defensive backfield. On the other hand, Cleveland would be gaining a star receiver who can make an immediate impact, which is exactly what they need to take the next step. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. This move, if it happens, signals a clear shift in the Browns' strategy. They are no longer just building for the future, they want to contend now. The AFC North is becoming more competitive by the day, with the Ravens and Bengals also making moves to strengthen their rosters. Cleveland knows that to stay in the hunt, they need to make bold decisions, and trading for a player of McLaurin's caliber could be that decisive step. And it's not just about this season. The Browns have been assembling a talented roster for a few years now, and with the coaching staff developing players like Shedeur Sanders and the potential improvement of other young talents, they are positioning themselves for a sustained period of success. McLaurin's addition would give them a much-needed veteran presence in the receiving corps, especially as they navigate the complexities of the NFL's competitive landscape. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what this means for the division. If Cleveland manages to pull off this trade, it could shake up the AFC North significantly. The Ravens, who have been aggressive in free agency and draft picks, and the Bengals, always a threat with Joe Burrow, will have to respond. The division could become even more stacked, but for Browns fans, that's exactly what you want: more competition, more excitement, and a real shot at finally breaking through to the Super Bowl once again. Of course, the timing of this move is crucial. The trade window is always a tense period, with teams weighing the risks and rewards of making big deals. For Cleveland, acquiring Terry McLaurin would be a statement that they're all in on competing right now. It would send a message to the rest of the league that the Browns aren't just content with being playoff contenders, they want to be Super Bowl favorites. And speaking of expectations, the Browns have every reason to be optimistic. Their defense, led by stars like Myles Garrett, remains one of the most formidable in the league. The offensive line has shown improvement, and with the addition of a player like McLaurin, the offense could finally hit that next level of consistency and explosiveness. The question remains, will they pull the trigger? It's a story that's unfolding right now, and fans are anxious to see if this blockbuster move materializes. And let's not forget, in the NFL, the offseason is often where the foundation for a successful season is laid. Moves like these, strategic and bold, can define a franchise's trajectory for years to come. Cleveland is clearly aiming high, and the potential acquisition of Terry McLaurin is a huge part of that plan. It's about making the right investments now to ensure that they're not just contenders in 2025, but perennial powerhouses in the AFC. So, what are the implications? Well, for the Browns, it means adding a proven playmaker who can help them finally close the gap with the top teams. For McLaurin, it's a chance to showcase his talents on a team that's hungry for success and ready to challenge for a Super Bowl. And for the division as a whole, it's a sign that the AFC North is only going to get more competitive, more unpredictable, and more exciting to watch. Now, as we wait for official confirmation on this trade, one thing is clear: Cleveland Browns fans, your team is making bold moves, and the future looks bright. The path to another Super Bowl run might be closer than you think, especially if this move comes to fruition. The excitement in Cleveland is palpable, and everyone is eager to see how this story unfolds over the coming weeks and months. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think adding Terry McLaurin is the move that takes this team over the top? Are you excited about the direction the franchise is heading? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're on this journey together, and your passion keeps us going. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Browns.